David Morgan with you at the PDAC 2018. Patrick McGraw, am I right? Blue Moon Zinc. Well, I have my own zinc story, but let's start with yours and let's get the hard question out.
Sure.
Where are you located?
We're located in Mariposa County, which is in the foothills of California. So it's, if you look at California, you can really divide California into kind of three distinct areas. It's the coast, which is Democratic. You've got the middle, which is the agricultural belt. And then you got the foothills, which is largely Republican stronghold. And where we are located itself is part of the original California gold rush. So the area is very familiar with mining. There's still active mining projects, exploration, and hard rock mining as well.
So you don't see any real issues getting permitted in California?
I think that was the big question I had for myself before I became the largest shareholder. You know, I had to understand the permitting process and get up to speed. And when I educated myself and had my partner meet with the county, you realize that it really is dependent on where you are located in California. So the Mariposa County, and it's distinct to California, is that the county can be the lead agency on the permitting process. So if you have the right county with the willpower and the ability to take the lead on it, it makes a big difference.
Great. I am partial to zinc. We did a zinc study and saw we're getting low on zinc, and it's moved a fair amount, but I think you're in the right spot. What's your feelings about zinc?
Well, I think we've probably read some of the same reports over the years. For a number of years, they were predicting this shortage and shortfall was going to take place, and it took 2 or 3 years longer than anticipated. But when it moved, it made a pretty sharp move, and it's certainly sustained itself, and it does look like we're in it for the longer term of a bull zinc market.
We always like companies that have management with a good stake in the program, right? And you do. Tell us a little bit about your management.
Sure, so for myself, I'm a CPA. I've been mostly involved in the capital market side, both on junior mining and also on the E&P space. My main technical guys, Jack McClintock. Jack is the gentleman who really understands the project and is the one that evaluated it. His former role was, he was very high up in BHP. He actually won Prospector of the Year award back in about 15 years ago for one of the largest copper projects developed by BHP. So very technically sound. And that's the thing about this project. When we looked at it, we could not find anything technically wrong with it. And ran it up and down. The only issue for us was permitting. And in the last, call it 18 months, when educating ourselves on the permitting side, we believe that this project, we believe that we've overcome our own fears on the permitting and can see a pathway to the permit.
Pretty loyal shareholder base?
Yeah, there's the management itself, so I'm the largest shareholder. I own 15% of the company. Together with my fellow officers and directors, we own roughly 22%. From there, we have several shareholders that are believers in what we're doing. They are fine with the California factor, and they like VMS zinc deposits. Great.
So I've covered, where it is, big issue that you've overcome, or certainly seems that way. Large, good shareholder base. How well known is the company at this point? There's a lot of competition out there.
Sure, there is a lot of competition. I think the project itself has been out of the public eye for 30 years. So really, the last major development of the project was in the 1980s. It was Imperial Metals, did extensive drilling on it. And then it was Westman, which is now Boliden. They did extensive drilling, they did metallurgical work, they did a scoping study, and brought it all the way to a permit. So the local county permitted this project in 1989. They ultimately ended up going with the Wolverine deposit in northern Canada versus this project, and really it's lain dormant for the last 30 years. And largely because California was viewed as a not friendly to mining projects. So that's where I took over as CEO in May of 2017. And my priority has been getting the market to understand this project, where it's located, and how advanced stage it is. It's a near-term asset, and the market doesn't realize that. But I think it's starting to, as we get out there and talk to people like yourselves who can help us broaden our investor base.
And there isn't an exit strategy to like flip it over to a major or something like that. You're going to go in and really see this project all the way through? Or?
Yeah, we are. We have two mine builders on our team. We have Lutz Klingman, and Lutz is a mining engineer. And this is one of the big reasons why we moved into this project, is because Lutz successfully brought Golden Queen into commercial production in 2016. And he had an open pit heap leach project in Southern California. And that was a real eye-opener for us, that you can get an open pit heap leach project permitted in California. So we contacted him and he reviewed the project. Our project is underground. It had a permit issued in 1989. It was a past producer, minor production by Hecla in World War II as part of the World War II effort. And we're in an area where it's a pro-business county. So together with that team, and then the second team member I'll also mention is Larry O'Connor. Larry was the VP operations of Western Goldfield, where he restarted the Mesquite mine. It's a big heap leach project in Southern California as well, which is now one of the cornerstone assets of New Gold, producing 140,000 ounces of gold a year. So you got two guys that have either restarted or built from scratch mining projects in California. So we think we have a great team to advance this.
Congratulations on that. As a real quick side note, the Golden Queen, I used to live pretty near there in my California days. So I think we've covered most of the basics. Is there anything that we haven't discussed, Patrick, that you'd like our viewers to know?
Well, I think what the market doesn't quite understand is how near-term this is. And our objective right now is to get back and drill the project. It hasn't been drilled in 30 years. We're just in the final throes of obtaining our drilling permit. And from there, we plan to do some extensive drilling and then really moving it into a PEA feasibility level, which will then roll into the permitting process. And I think that's where the big value add on this project is as we advance towards a permit, people will realize the value that's here. I'll use the Mesquite project as an example. The Mesquite project was bought for pennies on the dollar because no one believed you could get the thing up and running in California. Once they were able to obtain all their permits and get back into commercial production, it became a premium asset, and New Gold bought it as a premium, and now it's a foundation. So I believe this project is highly discounted because of California, but once we obtain a permit to build, I believe it will switch and be like Mesquite. It will be considered a premium asset and a premium to the market.
Excellent. So if investors want more information, what do they do?
The best way is to go to our website. It's bluemoonmining.com. On there or on any press release, you can find my phone number or email address. I'm happy to answer any questions. And on the, we have a corporate presentation, a fact sheet. That's the best place to see.
Great. Well, truly a pleasure.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you.